I lifted my glass, ready to toast the new year, when my mother tapped her fork against her flute and said, "Everyone quiet, please." Her voice had that polished shine she used when she wanted to control a room. I sat between my sisters, Sabrina slumped in theatrical exhaustion, and Kay trying to look smaller than she already was. My father leaned back, lips curled, like he already knew what was coming. Mother smiled at me as if giving a blessing. "Reese, your sister is overwhelmed. Starting this month, you will take over her rent. It is time you step up." I blinked. I will what Sabrina did not look at me. She adjusted Milo's toy dinosaur and said softly, "I just need a little stability." Mother added, "You earn more than enough. Family supports family." Father leaned forward, tone flat. "If you say no, do not bother coming back here again." Kay inhaled sharply, but she said nothing. She never did when our parents drew lines in the sand. My fingers tightened around the stem of my glass. Something in me stopped moving. The room felt too still, like everyone had rehearsed their part except me. I raised my glass. Steady. Then, goodbye. And good luck paying for your own mistakes. A silence snapped through the room. Mother whispered, "Reese, do not make a scene." "I am leaving," I said. That is the whole scene. I walked out without my coat. Cold air hit my face, sharp enough to sting, but I felt clearer than I had in years. And if you want to hear how a simple no unraveled everything they built on my back, keep listening. The next morning, I sat at my kitchen counter with a mug of coffee going cold between my hands. My phone kept vibrating, but I ignored it. I opened my banking app instead, staring at the quiet little list of transactions that had somehow become a history of every time I said yes when I should have said no. Sabrina's rent transfer sat right at the top, $1,480, every month, for 10 straight months. Then the smaller cuts, $95 for Milo's urgent care copay, $140 for my mother's medication, which always aligned suspiciously well with her weekend trips, $180 for field trips and lunch cards, $600 toward my father's temporary truck repair. Kay's name never appeared. That part hurt in a different way. My phone buzzed again. A text from Sabrina. Something went wrong. Rent did not hit my account. Then another. "Can you check your end?" "Please," I set the phone face down. A minute later, it rang. I let it go to voicemail. Then it rang again. And again. When it finally stopped, another notification appeared, my mother this time. I answered. "Reese," she began, sharp. "You embarrassed this family last night. I am not paying Sabrina's rent." I said, "You earn more than enough. This is not about money. This is about decency. Then be decent to your own daughter," I replied. The silence that followed was short but vicious. She hung up without a word. I opened the banking app again. One by one, I canceled every automatic transfer. Rent, my father's endless repairs, my mother's so-called medical fund. The calls kept coming, piling over one another in waves I refused to pick up. I whispered to myself, if they want to treat me like a bank, then the bank is closed. By noon, the messages turned frantic. Sabrina again. It is almost afternoon. Still nothing. Can you please fix this? I have kids. Reese. Then another. Why are you ignoring me? You know I cannot do this alone. Her calls stacked one after another until my voicemail pinged. I listened only because her voice sounded different, thinner. 6 minutes of crying, gulping for air, blaming me for destroying the boy's stability and choosing the worst time imaginable to punish her. Not one word about the 10 months I helped her stay afloat. I deleted the message. A moment later, Kay texted quietly, "Are you okay?" I typed back, "I am better than I expected." She did not reply, but she did not add to the noise either. That was enough. Then my mother called again. I spoke to Sabrina. She snapped. "She is beside herself. You should be ashamed." I am not paying her rent. I said, you humiliated her in front of everyone. You humiliated your father. Neither of them defended me. I replied, that is not the point. It is exactly the point. She exhaled sharply, and the line went dead. By late afternoon, Sabrina turned to social media. Sad quotes, half-lit selfies, long captions about betrayal from the person you trusted most. Comments poured in. You are so strong. Some people are heartless. I took a screenshot, set my phone down, and let the silence stay where it belonged. Kay called that evening, her voice low, like she did not want the walls to hear her. Reese, Mom cornered me today. I sighed. What did she want? She said someone in this family has to step up since you are choosing to disappear. Kay hesitated. Then Dad told me that if I do not help Sabrina, I am just as selfish as you. There was a trembling edge to her words. The sound of someone stretched thin for too long. Kay, I said, you do not owe them that. I know, she whispered, but they make it sound like I am failing the whole family. You are not failing anything. You are just not volunteering to drown. Silence. Then, can I ask you something? Has Sabrina even looked for a job? At all, I could picture her twisting the hem of her sleeve, trying to convince herself she was allowed to ask. No, I said, not once. Kay inhaled sharply. That is what I thought. She told Mom she applied everywhere, but she watched television all day when I babysat. That is her choice, I said. Not yours to fix. Another long pause. Reese, I am tired. The way she said it hit me harder than anything my parents had thrown at me. Kay never admitted exhaustion. She carried everyone else's emotions like it was her assigned role. What do you want to do? I asked. A small inhale. Then, steady, I applied for 3 receptionist jobs today. Pride warmed through me. Good. She let out a soft laugh, almost surprised. I thought you would be angry. I am proud of you, I said, really proud. Mom will lose it if I get hired, she murmured. Probably, I said. But that is her problem. Kay's voice softened. Thank you for saying that. After we hung up, my phone lit again, Sabrina this time, ranting on social media about backstabbers. But Kay's words stayed louder. For the first time, she had shifted, and nothing in our family would balance the same way again. 2 days later, Kay sent me a link with only 3 words. You need this. It was a GoFundMe. My mother had written the entire thing in her soft, trembling voice, the one she saved for church and pity, helping a single mother stay on her feet. The title read, Goal $6,500. The description cut deeper than any phone call. After an unexpected betrayal by someone she trusted, Sabrina and her boys are at risk of losing their home. We are doing everything we can, but we cannot do it alone. They had rewritten the story, erased me completely, turned my silence into sin and their choices into tragedy. Minutes later, my phone buzzed. A call from my mother. I let it ring. Then a text from her. This is what real families do. We lift each other. Another from Sabrina. Thank you for finally helping, even if you did not mean to. People are donating. See, they care. I answered neither. Comments began to appear under the fundraiser. Sending prayers. You are so strong. Sabrina. Some people show their true colors when it matters. Scrolling made my teeth ache, but I refused to flinch. Then the cracks began. A neighbor from our old block wrote, I am confused. Did she not have family support all year? Something is missing here. Someone else replied, Why is she struggling this badly if everyone lives in the same city? Even online. The truth had a way of leaking through. Meanwhile, Kay texted again. Dad sold his old tool set. Mom canceled her Arizona trip. They are stressed. I typed back, "Good. Maybe stress will teach them honesty." I put my phone down. Their narrative was public now, but mine was silent and silence. I was learning, carried farther than their noise ever could. Kay called in the middle of the afternoon, breathless, like she had run from one side of the city to the other. "Reese." He came back. Who, I asked, already knowing the answer. "Jackson." He showed up at Mom and Dad's with a folder. A real folder. He has been sober for 8 months. He has a job offer in Cleveland Heights. He has photos of a 2-bedroom apartment. He has letters from people who saw him trying to visit the boys. I pressed the phone to my ear. Kay's voice trembled. Not with fear, but with disbelief. He filed for temporary full custody. She whispered, "And he might actually get it." In the background, I heard shouting Sabrina's voice cracking, my mother crying, my father yelling over both of them. A house imploding in real time. Kay lowered her voice. "They are all losing it. They did not see this coming." My phone buzzed with incoming notifications. 6 missed calls from Sabrina, 5 from my mother, 3 from my father. Then a voicemail. Sabrina's voice ragged, terrified. "Reese, please. I know things got bad. I know I messed up, but I need you. I cannot lose my boys. Please, just call me back." I let the message end without replaying it. A text arrived next. From my mother. "We really messed this up. All of us. No excuses, no guilt, no rewriting." For the first time, she did not perform. And that honesty quiet, unadorned hit harder than all the shouting in their house. Kay called again 3 days later, her voice steadier than before. "I got the job," she said. "Front desk at a dental clinic in Lakewood. Part-time for now. But it is mine." I smiled into the receiver. "You earned that." I opened my own checking account too, she added quietly. Mom was furious when I told her I needed my documents. Dad kept asking why I needed independence all of a sudden. "And what did you say I said I am an adult?" Kay replied. They did not know what to do with that. Her laugh was soft, tired, but certain. It felt like hearing a new person. Meanwhile, my phone filled with updates from her, each one sharper than the last. "Dad sold more tools today," she said in one message. "Mom has not posted anything online for a week," said another. "Sabrina tried to drop the boys off without warning again." Mom snapped. Dad yelled. Neighbors heard. The family machine that had relied on me for years was grinding itself apart. Then Kay texted late one night. "They are all unraveling. Reese. But for once, I am not in the middle of it." I read the message twice. Kay was rising slowly, quietly while the rest of them spun in circles. For the first time, the center of gravity had shifted, and without planning to, I found myself typing a group message dinner at my place. Sunday, 6 o'clock, everyone is invited. The group chat lit up faster than I expected. Kay replied within minutes, "I will bring drinks." 3 hours later, my father texted thanks for inviting us. "We will be there." My mother stayed silent for 2 days. Sabrina finally wrote, "I will come. I can bring dessert. Thank you for trying." By Sunday evening, my apartment smelled like rosemary and garlic. I kept the table simple, nothing impressive, just enough to say, "This space is mine now." Kay arrived first, cheeks pink from the cold. "I did not know what everyone drinks anymore," she said, holding 2 types of sparkling juice. "That makes 2 of us," I said. My parents came next. My father carried a bottle of wine. My mother held a plastic tub of store-bought salad, offering a stiff smile that did not quite reach her eyes. Then Sabrina walked in. She wore a wrinkled hoodie, hair pulled back, the boys glued to her side. She lifted a store-bought pie. I did not want to assume we would stay long. "You are fine," I said, pointing her toward the table. Dinner started in fragile, polite fragments. Kay talked about her dental clinic job. My father cleared his throat and said, "I have been cleaning the garage." My mother added, "We might downsize the house soon." Sabrina pushed potatoes around her plate, silent. Then my father started. "Reese, maybe you could." My mother nudged him under the table. I set down my fork. That is not who we are anymore. The room went completely still. The silence after my words hung heavier than anything that came before it. Kay was the first to move. She set down her fork and looked straight at me. "I am proud of you," she said quietly. I shook my head. "No, Kay, I am proud of you. You did not wait for someone to rescue you. You moved. You rebuilt." Her eyes shimmered. My mother blinked fast, looking almost startled by the softness between us. "She really has grown," my mother said, rushing the words out, as if afraid they might vanish. Sabrina finally lifted her head. Her voice wavered. "I am sorry, Reese. For that night, for everything, I kept blaming everyone else. I did not want to see what I let happen." Kay reached for her hand. "It is not too late," she whispered. I breathed in and spoke the new rule aloud. No one carries anyone anymore, not like before. We all take our own weight. Everyone nodded. No argument, no guilt, just quiet agreement. Later, after they left, I stood on my porch, the winter air biting but bearable. Inside, my table was still warm from the evening. If you want to hear how we rebuilt from here slowly, imperfectly, honestly, stay with me. This next part matters.